In these first 6 months of 2024, I have made tremendous progress in my life. I'm really happy with the progress that I've been making, and I want to make this video so that I can share with you some of the progress that I have made. For those of you who watch my channel, you know that I suffered from a 6-month long manic episode as a result of bipolar disorder during my junior year of college. And the product of that 6-month long episode is that I lost my job, I got expelled by my university, and lost many of my friendships. I lost a great deal. Loss is the key word. If I had to define my manic episode and its consequences in one word, it would be loss. In the years following my manic episode, I fell into a deep state of depression. My state of mind quickly plummeted, and I simply wasn't stable. I was deeply dissatisfied and upset about all that I had lost, and the experience that I went through greatly diminished my self-confidence, and it was a really difficult hole to dig myself out of. But these first 6 months of 2024, I've been making progress, and I want to delineate some of that here today with you. So on the job front, I'm happy to report that for the first time in 2 years, I am finally working again. I am working in a retail position. Sure, it's not the highest paying. In fact, it pays minimum wage, but time and a half on Sundays. But it's given me a sense of purpose. It's boosted my confidence. It's given me a reason to get out of the house more. And it's even has the added bonus of expediting my weight loss journey because I have to walk to and from work each day that I'm scheduled. So on top of going to the gym, every small step adds up to become big steps, and those steps produce significant amounts of progress. But having a job again and not being dependent on government programs is a big difference. It not only improves my self-esteem, but of course it has the added benefit of having more money in your hands, which in turn can increase happiness. I know some people will contend that money doesn't increase happiness, but I, in my own experience, have always felt a strong correlation there where the more I make, the happier I am. And maybe there's a certain plateau where more money wouldn't make a big difference, a lot of diminishing returns. But I've never gotten to that point. All my life, the more money I've made, the happier I've become. And because it puts me in a better position to resolve problems, address issues, handle different situations with competence. So in my job, I haven't had any struggles really so far. And I credit a great deal of that to the fact that I'm on a strong regimen of medications. When I was manic, I was completely untreated. I didn't know that I had the condition that I do, bipolar type 1 disorder with psychotic features. When I was depressed, I experienced a myriad of different medications. It took a long period of time before I found the combination of medications that ultimately work for me and help me maintain stability. The two big changes that I made to my medication regimen with the assistance of my psychiatrist in recent months are that I went off of lithium and I had an increase in dosage of my Wellbutrin. So lithium's a mood stabilizer, and I attribute a lot of the weight gain I experienced from the time period that I was on lithium. And since going off lithium, coincidentally, I'm sure, my weight started to trickle down. And, that's also because of the fact that I'm exercising more and eating less. But I don't think I would have lost as much as I have thus far if I was still on lithium. And plus, I don't have to go in for blood work appointments constantly to monitor my lithium levels. So that's another huge pro of that change. The Wellbutrin is truly saving my life. I can't speak positive enough about this drug. It's truly in a class of its own. As far as all the medications I've been on, it has without question been the most beneficial and advantageous to me. Currently on 450 milligrams, and I'm working with my psychiatrist to find the perfect dosage. We might even go up on it the next time we meet. I meet with him later this month. And the reason I've been able to make these medication changes is because I got myself a new psychiatrist. I advocated for myself. Part of my New Year's resolutions was to be an advocate for myself, to speak on my behalf and advance my self-interest. That's important, especially when you have a severe mental health condition like I do. And mental health issues can be so debilitating that it complicates standing up for yourself, but it has to be done. And that's what I've been doing. I've been advocating for myself, speaking about my concerns so that my psychiatrist can help alleviate them to some extent. And that's why I've gone up on the Wellbutrin, because I've just experienced so much success on the Wellbutrin. And there's certainly no reason to discontinue it. I plan on continuing to take it because of the progress I've made. My gym sessions have increased in both length and frequency. I've been going to the gym more. I've been losing more weight. I'm currently at about 305 pounds. I started off at 354, so that's a lot of progress. It's not as much as I would have liked to make, but it's a step in the right direction, and I'm not going to complain and be upset about it because I'm in a better position today than I was 6 months ago. And going to the gym has really increased my self-esteem. It's bolstered my confidence, and I'm just ecstatic about the fact that it's delivering results. My weight is continuing to go down and down. So that's the job front and physical fitness front, the medication front. I now want to talk about the education front. I have an interesting update on my education. So I recently had a meeting via Zoom with the academic dean of UMass Amherst for the college that I went to. And I sent in medical documentation, corroborating the fact that I had this six-month-long manic episode and that it contributed to my grades and so forth. And as a result of that documentation I sent in this meeting with the academic dean, all of the F's from my transcript from that fall 2021 semester have been expunged from the record. And so I no longer have those F's dragging down my GPA, which is huge. It is monumental. I do not want to understate how significant this is because I plan on returning to finish my education at some future period. Not in the close future, but at some point in the future, a year, a couple of years down the road perhaps. There's a lot of things I have to do between then and now, but I'm doing them. I'm working on doing them. I'm setting out to do the things that I need to do so that I can return and get my education. Because I'm so close to the finish line, I want to be the first person in my immediate family to graduate from university. I am a first-generation college student. I was. I'm going to be again. That's the point. But that's not the only news. I'm actually going to be meeting with the conduct dean as well to discuss the possibility of overturning my expulsion. Because I've already had the success on the academic front. The F's have been expunged from my record as a result of the medical documentation that I provided. So I figured, why not also try to get the expulsion overturned? And now, if the conduct dean says, there's nothing we can do, I see your medical documentation, but there's nothing we can do, the expulsion is permanent, it's going to stay that way. That's totally fine, because I could transfer my credits to another university. It's not the end of the world. Now, I would love to finish my education at UMass Amherst. It was always like a second home to me. I love the motto, be revolutionary. And being a part of that university instilled me with a great sense of pride and sense of purpose. It made me feel like I added value to the world and that I was worthwhile. And I'm sure I could have that feeling at another university as well, but it would mean the world to me to continue and finish my education at UMass Amherst. But if I can't, it's not the end of the world, and that is key. The last update I want to provide is the fact that when it comes to addiction, I'm doing amazing. I've been sober from alcohol for more than 2 years. Alcohol wreaked tremendous havoc on my life. I was drinking during a significant amount of time during my manic episode, and as a result of drinking, that also contributed to me losing my job. It also contributed to my disruptive, out of character behaviors. It contributed to the delusional associations I was making. It probably exacerbated my hallucinations. Had a wide array of detrimental consequences on my health, and significantly made my situation worse. And I was without question addicted to alcohol. I used it as a coping mechanism. I utilized it as a means to reduce or have the illusion of reducing the symptoms that I was experiencing. It was like a distraction. I would drink myself to blackout so I wouldn't have to deal with confronting the reality of these delusions and hallucinations. And of course, these delusions and hallucinations had no reality to them whatsoever, but in my mind, they were reality. So I drank so that I wouldn't have to deal with them. But I've been sober from alcohol for more than 2 years. I've been going to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and been deriving a great deal of insight and informative information from these meetings. They give me inspiration and joy. Whenever I hear these stories of other people who've persisted and persevered and who've been passionate about being sober from alcohol and the success they've had over extended periods of time to staying away from alcohol despite the fact that they were once addicted, it inspires me to continue to do the same. It gives me hope that I don't have to return to that way of life where I'm dependent on a substance that's so destructive, that's so expensive. And now that I'm working again, I don't have to worry about blowing my whole paycheck on alcohol either. So I've had a lot of updates here. I'm glad that you took the moment to watch this video and allow me to share them with you. I'm curious to hear how everything's going in your lives. I hope everything is well. I sincerely and solemnly hope that everything is going as well as it can. I know a lot of people who watch my channel have shared their personal struggles and stories, and I do think about you all very often. And the reason I haven't been making videos is I've just been very busy lately with going to the gym and working. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to make videos anymore. It's just that I can't have a set schedule right now. That's all. But down the road, I'll have a set schedule again, and I'll be uploading more consistently. But for the meantime, I'm just focused on this personal progress that I've been making. And I will be coming back to making content on a more consistent basis in the future. So I don't want any of you to think that I'm out of the game, that I'm disappearing, or that things are going so bad that I'm just not around. Things are going well, and I appreciate those of you who've reached out and asked if things are going well and asked how I'm doing. It means a lot. It means the world to me. So thank you all so much for watching this video. My name is Tyler Adolfo. Hope that you are all having a wonderful day. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button so that you could see all my other videos. I have a large library of videos. I believe this is my 250th video actually. So someday we'll have 1,000 videos and growing because I plan on doing this for the rest of my life. But that is all, everybody. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this. Take care and stay healthy.